Hey Jasmith,
Hi.
how we going? Just going to give you the quick update, just give you the background on what Georgia and I have done. We'll centre ourselves. What Georgia and I have done since we started. So I've got Georgia here so she can verify I'm not making stuff up. So I think fair to say when did we start? 3, 4?
I was 21.
21?
So about
4 years ago.
roughly.
4 years ago. And so the brief we got was that Georgia's function was going downhill, and if you didn't find somebody who had a neurologic background and knew how to do some exercise, then she's probably going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of her life.
Yep.
At that point, Georgia was having a fair few falls.
Yeah.
Constant
Yeah.
falls. A lot of times not able to get up.
Yeah. At all.
Yep.
Completely. Yeah. Just down for the count.
Down for the count.
Yeah.
There was that time at university when you fell in the bushes and your friend
Yeah.
lost you. So just
Hard moment for myself.
disappearing here and there.
Yeah.
And so when we started in exercise, there was no engagement through the anterior cord. Georgia couldn't lift her arm kind of away from her body. She could kind of hike her shoulder a bit, and that would get a bit of movement through the arm, but there really wasn't.
And that was engaging everything else but the arm to do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so there wasn't really much motor control across the whole system. And there was a significant kind of foot drop and then big hike to have to sort of walk to the whole body. You'd have to lift up to kind of walk. And so there really wasn't much we could do in movement. So what we started with, because we didn't really know what we were doing, to be honest, at the time, we just figured it out on the fly. We cleared a whole heap of emotional conflicts out of the system, and as you can imagine, there was all kinds of emotions and whatnot around the procedure, having lost half your brain, having had all that procedure happen at like a pretty significant time in your development, your youth, in your adolescence. And then there was a whole bunch of stuff happened. We discovered that we could take huge amounts of charge out of the system and restore function just by treating the scars. And so George's scars were really significant because they sort of
Straight down here.
kind of
Almost like a part.
Basically it runs the whole length of the skull. And then we were discovering more, because I was at the time I was really conscious of trying not to make Georgia feel self-conscious, so I didn't want to be poking around in her head, but kind of each time we went back we'd discover more scars, and we'd discover longer and longer scars, and so then that was just more benefit coming from there. We discovered a whole system in terms of what we call targeted neuroplasticity, which is an amazing thing. We worked out that by contacting different points on the cranium, we could connect with the different points in the brain maps, and then we had to go through all of the different integrations to the somatic nervous system, and basically we're able to restore function kind of one muscle at a time and just connect. We were connecting muscles on George's left side of the body with the existing cortex, which was on the left side of the brain, so the remaining left side. So this side was previously connected to the right side brain was removed. There's nothing connecting this to this, so then we were able to go through one muscle at a time.
Phantom brain as well.
Yep. Got to get to that, and so Georgia, full points to Georgia, and then so it was a kind of a system for what we call targeted neuroplasticity, where we're literally just connecting one muscle at a time. And so that was amazing because we're able to do that in the sensory cortex, the motor cortex, and then with the connective tissues and organs and stuff as well. So that was a pretty cool discovery. Really cool discovery was what we discovered was the phantom brain. So when someone loses a limb, if you have a limb amputated, a lot of times people will still feel sensation in the limb which is no longer there. So if there's pain or itch or something, that you can't scratch it or do anything because it's not there, but the brain's still feeling it. What Georgia had was the reverse. So we kind of found that there was no cortex here. This had been removed, but when we would go through to the cranium to the points that would have corresponded to the different brain maps on this side that previously connected this down here, we could find that there was still like the memory of the brain was still there. So it was like this arm and this leg was still trying to connect to the phantom brain that was no longer here. So that's a significant hurdle to get past. And then that actually came up at several different levels and through different structures in the brain, and even the meninges, the membranes that cover the brain, that was all still phantom as well. So there was a huge amount of stuff that we did, and then I guess so from there it's just been a journey of discovery. We've done all kinds of different things in energy, different things in working with the brain and working with the body, and bit by bit we've restored function, and Georgia is now, she's been doing all kinds of walks. She can walk on soft sand. Georgia ran across the road not that long ago, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So from someone who was like falling over all the time and couldn't get up. Georgia, quick sort of dash across the road, which is unreal. So we had ourselves locked in to go and do a fun run together. That hasn't happened because of the current health situation, so that all the fun runs kind of got shut down. But I'm very, very enthusiastic that we'll do that this year. So we'll shoot you an update when that happens. But hopefully
I mentioned that in our little podcast.
Awesome. Yeah. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a snapshot as to what we did. That's probably 2% of what we did, but they're just a couple of the really cool things. And we're like basically onwards and upwards, and it's been really amazing to see, like, watch Georgia do, like, be able to move arms and move legs and just do things that she just couldn't do before. So always hope, always inspiration, and just keep looking for new things. I guess that's kind of the message. So hopefully that's helpful. If you need any more, give me a shout. Happy to try and give more information.
Bye.